A6, 1998 built here, 1.8 5-valve turbo petrol engine, and we're here for some suspension work. So let's take off the wheels, and for that we have a special hook. I'll show you, and I'll show the problem. Yep. So with this one, should pay attention to these two, especially this one, this top suspension arm. So you can see it clearly. This one has a lot of play, and the other one a little bit hard to tell because this one has a lot of play. So we're gonna take them off both. They're same age. And in the bottom you have some other suspension arms too. The little stabilizer that we're gonna swap also. But to begin, let's spray these ones with a little bit of WD-40 before we begin, and clean them a bit up. And of course, now we're here. Make yourself a little iron thing here, steel thing, to take off these caps. So normally it should be in the trunk, something like this. Take off these caps in a good fashion way. So let's take our 17mm, take off the bolts, and spray it with WD-40. Let's get cracking. 17, hopla. WD-40, hopla. And a brush. Or maybe this will be better. Yep. Let's take off the wheel so we don't get the tires all dirty and greasy. Hoppa. So last bolt coming off, support the wheel as always. And look what you do if you don't support it, it will fall off. Now you can take it off. Much better. So. Yep. Good visual, yes, I think so, definitely. So these get really rusty and tight and stuff. So it's best to, if you can, spray them with WD-40 the day before to begin the works. Alrighty, so a little bit over here, up, a little bit in between, of course, and a little bit over there. Yep. And also in the back, this one we will take apart when the strut is off. Yes, we have to take off the struts, correct. Now look, and the rubber is broken too. Yep, not too much, pretty expensive. So let's continue, and maybe the bolt of the strut also, as we're gonna remove it. Show this one over here, up. Yep, and in the back. Yep. WD-40, your best friend for suspension work. So let's continue. We're gonna loosen up the strut from the top, of course, and we're gonna loosen it from the bottom. But before we begin, we will loosen these ones first. So I'm gonna let it soak in, as you should also, and then I'm gonna come back and show you how we take them apart. Ooh, we're back. Let's have a go at it. Oh, yeah. It's a nice one. Oh yeah, it comes out really nice. So as you can see, it's a bit stuck, but not much. It's nearly coming out by itself. And look at all the rust over there. So that's why I just waited for a little bit. So now I'm gonna look for a little tap and punch, a little punch rather, and I'll punch it out. Alrighty. Let's bring our hammer. Oh. Close. Something that fits. No, this one will do. Yep. Yep. If you're looking for punches, eBay has a lot of kits. And there we go. Out it goes. If it's really stuck, maybe you should put a jack underneath one arm and just lift it a bit, see if it goes out smoother. So as you can see, this one has done its job. It's a bit bent, so we should replace it. Yeah, I will look for a new one, I think. So for the time being, lay to the side. Now these ones should come out by, and it comes out. Look at that. Oh, just tap them a bit. Maybe tap them from the bottom if we can. And remember, luckily we have it on video, remember the straight one goes in on the left side and the bent one goes in on the right side. But the bent one has a top over here, so easy to recognize. So, should have turned the wheel a bit, but that will be okay. I'll take the other side. And then we're gonna loosen this one up. Easier. Yep. There we go. Or you can just turn the wheel, but my hands are dirty. So now it's a bit freer. Up. And let's try to tap it out as well. And there we go. WD-40 does the trick. They should point to each other also. So pay attention to that. Now we have the struts. Looks like a 17, perhaps. Up. Yeah, no, 18. 18s. So let's make some room and remove the struts. This side takes 18 millimeter, wrench, and the other one is a 19. And yep, it just comes off like that. Oh, it's spinning freely, so you could continue by hand. Normally I would never shoot on this side of the bolts, always on the nut, because you can break it. That was this one is already loose, so can't harm. So the washer and the nut go on the right side, and look at that. Bam, no problem at all. WD-40, I'm not a brand guy or so, but this is pretty good stuff. So that's our second bolt and nut we lay to the side. So now we could push this down and take it off. We could do that, and we will do that. And when we screw off the top, we will keep our hands here so we can catch it. I'm gonna remove this also because it's worn down in the bottom. As you can see it, there's the rubber came apart from the piece of steel. So we will do that also. Yep, push it down a bit. Yep, and there we go. So I'm gonna replace this one after I put this one back on. It will be easier, I think. So voila. Now we will take off the top, and to do that we shall remove a bit of plastic and this weather seal, of course, weather strip. Yep, this shoves out, shoves in, rather easily. There we go. Yep. Let's put this to the sides for here. Voila. Oh, the pollen filter is filling up. Need to replace that later. And here is one bolt. So show you one bolt over here, one bolt over there, just below this wiring harness, and there should be another bolt over, yep, over there. So all pretty much accessible. Let's get my tools. Takes a number 16 and a little extension. Number 1, a bolt with a big washer. Hopla. Let's put it over here. Let's take, let's leave the easiest one for last. So wow, they're equally. No, the last one is easier. Yep. Don't lose the washer. To the floor plates. Number 2. And now, as we loosen this one up, grab your strut so it doesn't fall on the ground. Yep, it's loose. Yep. As you can see, and this comes out with the arms on there. Pretty easy. There's also a little pin over there to line everything up. So yeah. Oh, there used to be another one there, I think, but now it's just a pin. So let's get this over here and let's loosen up the arms and replace them. Show you the part numbers in 1 second. Oh, we're back. This is a port number for one side. This is the port number for the other side, made in Spain. Let's try to open it. Yeah, it will not be gracefully. Oh, this. So yeah, let's do them one by one. So yeah, we can take this off, doesn't matter. Or you can leave it on. It's a protection thing. So maybe we should leave it on. So we have one straight one. That should be good. Yep. Yeah, I think it is. Right. And then we have one bent one with the little knob on top of it. European parts made in Spain. Hola telemercado, telebancos por aquí. Let's get Spanish. So, yep, second one fits. Alrighty, let's continue. So now that it's off, we have room to take out these bolts. Else we didn't have enough room to take them out. So let's give them a quick brush. Yep. Other side is clean enough. Yep. Now you can see the rubbers are a bit worn too. So this takes number 16. Yep. Pay attention when you install the new one, as I will do in 1 second. So make sure this is clean, of course. Wow, looks pretty tight. For an old car, this is pretty clean. Yep. This says left, so you cannot be mistaken. Actually, pretty nice. So should be go on there like this. And as we install it, we will make sure that we don't tighten them completely. The other one is still hanging around, so you know this is the height, more or less. But you should really tighten them when they're on the car. In the best situation, you should tighten them when the wheels are on the ground. But it's hard to reach, so we mimic it and lift the wheel or the suspension a bit, and then we tighten it. Tip of the week. I just, as we say here, sucked it out of my thumb. No, I did it already, doesn't matter. So this is yeah, this is already tight, but I'll loosen it when it's on the car again, then drop it or lift the suspension. You get the picture. So the other side. Yep, see, the Milwaukee is fantastic for such jobs. So again, make sure it's clean in here. Yeah, looks pretty good. Alrighty, the other one up. Yep, approximately the same height. Yep. Let's fix it. Fixate it. Oh. Come on, man. Get on there. Yep. Yep. And this will work. Yep. Oh. Look how tight that is. Oh, you will feel that in the corners. So let's take it to the car and screw in the first bolt. And for an easier job, make sure your tool is ready. Yep, voila. So I left the top bolt in, up, right over here. So it's ready to be screwed in immediately. If you're working with two on this core, no, let me lift the camera a bit. Yep, it will be easier, but you can certainly do it on yourself, by yourself. So we will have to align the hole with the rod sticking out over there. It's a bit tricky, but wiggle, 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 and it will work. Excuse the camera angle for 1 second. Yep. Yep. Just a little bit more. And almost, I think. Yep. And of course then the retard neighbor starts moving his lawn again. So it's a bit tight over here. Ah shit, it wasn't. Yep. We're getting there. We're getting there, and we are there. So I just need to turn it a little bit. If you get 3 holes, and then try to screw it in. Yep. And it's getting there. It's getting there. Yep. Now we're there. This is perfect. We try to locate the bolts and yep. So 1 bolt is in. Just turn it in, tighten it just a little bit, not tight. So I'll move the extension. Yep, we'll place the struts in the position it's supposed to go in. Somewhat, not exactly, but almost, yeah, as good as possible, and then we will tighten 1 nut. See, and now it's in position for the other nuts. Bolts, sorry. So let's grab them. Yep, number 2 and number 3 lining up almost perfect. Well, it is perfect. Oh yeah, right over here. Yep, ready for some Milwaukee action. Number 1 setting will do, but I will check for the correct torque. Up, up, up. Hand tight, I would say. Strong hand tight, but I will check for the right amount of torque and catch you back then. We're looking for tightening torques, finding different things everywhere. On my program it's not mentioned, so maybe the car is too old. So I would recommend these 16mm bolts to tighten them very hand tight, or on the number 1 setting on the Milwaukee, also pretty good. Let's check it out. Yep. I would say this is probably 45 Newton meters, something like that. Up. Yep, will be 45. Yep. Let's check them again. Yep. Tight. 45 will be a good number, I think. So, stupid levers there again. Of course. These ones we'll tighten them when when the suspension is lifted. So now we have to get this one back in again. So push down on the arm, and there we go. Lift it a bit up, and let's grab the bolt. For this one, I would say 70 or something Newton meters will be good. If you remember how you took it off. Yep. There we go. Then you will know how tight it should be. So let's get the nut back under. Yes. Alrighty. So is this a number? No. Number 18, I think it was. Yep, and number 19 on the other side. Yep, that will be good. 19. Yep, let's get the visual. Yep. Yep, it's still moving. So now let's continue untightening my hands. And let's check out how much force we will need to tighten it up. Yep. Where's it was already here. Yep. So we only hold it here and we tighten it on the nut side. Yep. Yep. And I think 70 it will be. Yep. 70 Newton meters. Give you my warranty, personal warranty on it. Will be good. So now we will put these ones in, of course. Hopla. We can take off the plastic protection caps, and the stupid neighbor is back again. of course, everyone has to mow the lawn, but not like 3 times in a week. That's just rubbish. Alrighty, so we will loosen. Yep, we will loosen these ones again. So yep, lefty loosey, righty tighty, of course. Hopla. So now we can wiggle them, as you can see. The other side, yeah, we can still wiggle it, so that one is good. And now we can start putting them in. We could clean the holes also, but yeah, we might as well do that. There's a bit of filth in there, a bit of dirt. Yep, little wire brush will do the trick. Let's get in there. No, it's too big. So let's get some sandpaper and we'll use that. Hopla. Always nice to have it laying around. We can roll a little cigar. Sandpaper cigar. And clean it this way. Twist it a bit. Go up and down. And there we go. Pretty clean. Other side. Same thing. Yep, feeling terrific. All right. Yeah, and I'm gonna put the jack perhaps already underneath here to lift the suspension in its hole a bit, so it's easier to install these arms. As this is tilting and this is new. Tight. Yep. It will go in like this, but yeah. Let's lift the suspension a little bit. Just put the jack underneath the control, the lower control arm. Let's get her. Pretty good jack, by the way, made by Facom. Really good stuff. So let's check it out. Yes. Maybe I'll need some blocks. Yep. Well, I'll catch you back when I have something. Found my blocks finally. They were hidden, and now we just. Yep, if you can see it. Yep. Just put some weights on there, and now you can see the whole suspension gets lifted a bit, like the car would be on the ground. And I think we're getting there. I think we might be getting there. So we will need to turn in the wheel a little bit to put the right side arm in there. Yep. Yep. Let's try this one. And yep, there we go. Yep. And it still started to go in there normally. give it some small tap with the hammer from the top, or yeah, let's lift it a bit more. Let's jack it up a bit more. Of course, we release the tension on the bolt, so there's no real pressure on there. But you see, they're started quite nice. So just a little, and of course, forgot to tell you, we'll clean up this one also. But this one goes, obviously it goes in here, but it should live in the cavitation, how do you say it, the conical shape here, not conical, the cavitation, whatever. This bolt should lay in there, so you cannot do anything wrong here. It should be deep enough for the bolt to go in, and you will have to look through the hole to see the lineup perfectly. So let's continue. And you will start to see it right over here. Look, see it going in. Almost lined up, almost, and it's lined up. There we go. Now the other one, a bit more difficult. What you could also do is put a chisel in here, so it would be easier to put them in, so we don't damage the control, the new ones, new control arms. Something not too big, not too small. That's what she said. I know. Yeah, one of these. So let's try this. Yeah, the smallest one will go in. So just a little tap, and now we can almost push the control arm in, and we can push it in actually. So make sure it's fit correctly. Let's clean this one off real quick. Yeah, let's do that and I'll catch you back. So I told you it's a little bit bent and you should get a new one, but the strength comes on this part, so I cannot find a new one immediately. The car has to go to the technical control, so we will have to use this one. Yep, looking better already. Well, it will do its job. It will be fine. There's no cracks in the bolts. Nothing to see, nothing special. No. So let's put it on again, and we'll put a new one on later when there's more time to play around. Oh, took out my chisel. Yep. So this should be good, I think. Wait there. Just wait and see. I think my chisel is in the way of the bolt. Should be something like that. Let's remove it again. Yep, it's going in. It's going in. So, as you're pushing in the bolt, tap this. And there might be just a little bit of rusts on there, so yeah. All right, so that's one, and there's rust inside this piece here, so that's the problem. Can we tap it a bit more? Yeah, maybe with a or not tapping tool. And it's advancing. It's advancing slowly. Come on, man. Go in. Maybe something else. Yep. Yep. It's coming. So yeah, now we can put on the nut and screw it in further. So you should not use this tool, of course, but yeah. Use what works. Alright, so this was a 16, I believe. Yep. Number 16. Yep. Number 1 setting, let's turn it in. And let's grab this one. And that will be, I think, 50 Newton meter. No. Let's grab another 16 and check it. Number 16. Hopla. No, I'm also gonna take 45. So we have 50 right over here, and this is 45. Yep. Yep. Let's check it out. Yeah, that will be good. 45 Newton meters on that one. That will be the way to go. And let's. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Normally I would install it, turn it until it's very hand tight, and then this is my way, of course. Feel for the torsion on the bolts, and that will be 47, 48, whatever Newton meters, so perhaps 50, but 45 was good. So there you have it, nicely installed. We cannot forget to tighten up these bolts, of course, so we're gonna do that right now. Lift the jack. Oh, yep. Lift the jack a bit more. And if I recall it correctly, if you look to the car in the wheel housing when the car is sitting on the ground with the wheel on, this is more or less the height that you should need. So now we grab our number 16, and of course we cannot check the torque setting on that one. So grab 2 16s. Yep, and let's check out. Okay, looks like we need 2 16s of these. So I broke my other 16, Actually, I cut it. So for another job. So I'm using my English wrench here, and let's tighten these 16 nuts up. Yep. And hop. And just tighten them very good. Yep. Once you feel the torsion of the bolts, it's good. So, other sides, a little bit more tricky, but it will go. It will work. Yep. We can just barely fit our wrench on there. Yep, but barely is good enough. So let's put our English wrench on there. There we go. And let's tighten it up. And up. A little bit more. Yep. Let's have another go. Yep. Voila. Nice and tight. Looking good. Now we can lower our jack, put on the wheel, and check if our fix is good. But before we do that, right, I'm gonna take off these bad boys and replace them on both sides. So, alright, for the next job, we will need stabilizer pieces, the end pieces, little arms. Oh, new bolts, pretty cool. So we have a difference in side here, marked, no. So we have a right side and a left side. So keep them in the box and we'll check it out. What we need. I don't see the difference right away. These look more or less the same. So we'll check it out when it's off. Strange. Nuts, no nuts. Okay. Oh, maybe that's the difference. Nuts or no nuts. Yeah, I can't see the difference. Whatever. Let's do it anyway. So this is a GTS 361 and the other one is GTS 362. GTS 362 has no nuts, no new nuts, and GTS 361 has new nuts. So I think that's the difference, and not the part itself, because it's the port number is FW04361, and this one, and the other one. Ah, come on, man. Open yourself. FV163, no, whatever. Maybe they're a little bit bigger, I don't know. Let's check it out. I'll check it out. So 62, ending on 62 here, is the right side. As we can see here, right side 62. So I'm gonna do this one first, and then check out later what the differences are. Yep. Ah, now I see. There's a difference. Yep. Alrighty. Let's continue. Always good to check out your parts before you begin. Right. I think we need a 17 and number 16 for this job. Yeah. Let's check it out. Let's check it out. So these ones, forgot to spray them in WD-40. Let's do that right now and give them a clean. You can see here the rubber came apart from the steel part. We can move it by hand, and this will make some clucking noise, whatever. When you're driving and you go up a curb or something, and you hear the clock. That's this one right here. Most of the time, most cars. So let's get some WD-40 and a brush, perhaps. Couldn't hurt. Let's be smart and spray the other sides first. Yep. And there. Yep. There we go. Up. Yep. There we go. And let's give the threads, the visible threads, a little brush. And this one, yeah, will not matter too much. So on this one we can put our number 17. Yep. And over here, Lefty Lucy, of course, put our number 16. Extendable wrench, always nice. Yep. And there we go. That's one, and it's spinning pretty good, so I don't think we need to lift up the suspension. So let's get this off as well, or loose at least, and then I'll take the Milwaukee and do the rest of it. And yep, there we go. No problem at all. Pretty good for a 24-year-old car. Looks all pretty original. And let's get our Milwaukee and speed things up. So there's a washer on there which fell on the floor. So a washer and nuts, and the other sides. A washer and a nut. And now we can see clearly that this part over here is sticking out pretty bad, and should be thicker than the upper part. Washer and nuts. Hopla. So out comes our nut, bolt. Wiggle, wiggle. So that's the top one and then the bottom one. Yep. And let's check it out. So it's sitting like this. Let's check out what do we have on the bench. And yeah, this is yep, correct. The correct parts, Eureka. And this is in pretty bad shape. Yeah. You can stick your, if you can stick your finger in there freely, as life will tell you in a lot of occasions, there's something wrong about it. Yep. All right, to the aluminum tray bin. Hopla. And this one is also aluminum with a bit of rubber on there. So let's be a responsible, recycle human being. Not too much, just a little bit, voila. If it's easy to do, do it. One should be like electricity, always choose the path of the least resistance. If possible, and while not harming others, of course. So, let's give this a little scrub so we don't need the old bolts. That's for the recycle bin. Yeah. Just clean it up a bit so the bolts go on a flat surface and not a rusty or filthy one. Also, you could tighten your nuts or bolts to some dirt, and the dirt can go away and then your bolts become loose, and that's the whole point. That's not good. So bon. Yes, so one over here, one over there, and we need to push it a little bit, so it seems. Yep. Can't find the good angle. Yep. Wiggle, wiggle. Wiggle, wiggle. I will not need a jack normally. Yep. Come on. Get in there. Ugh. Yep. Oh, it's coming. It's coming. Smack it. Yep. And now it's almost completely in there. Just turn it a bit. So now you see we can put on the nuts again and the washer. Boom. It's a bit tight, but it will work. And there we go. There we go. Well, you know, stupid neighbor with the lawnmower is back. Yep. So, mowing the lawn. What a pleasing thing to do. So, let's tighten this up. And the other side, of course, is just a repetition of this one. So, no need to fill that, I think. And looking rather good. And I would say for this one, oh, thank you neighbor, thank you for all the pollen and stuff, thank you very much. Yep. Yep. The washer is on there? Yeah, it is. Voila, I would say for this one, well, 40 Newton meters will do. Something like that. So, yep, voila. Nice and tight. That's it, gang. See you for the maintenance. Take care.